Welcome to SLN TV News English. My name is Yasmin Saeed and I'm here to update you with the daily news. These are the stories making headlines. President of Somaliland arrives in capital city. Ministry of Agriculture lays foundation stone. Student shot dead in Venezuela. President of Somaliland, Ahmed Mohamed Mahmoud Silanyo, returned to capital city of Somaliland, Hargeisa, this afternoon from an evaluation trip to all Somaliland regions. The President of Somaliland, Ahmed Mohamed Mahmoud Silanyo, arrived in the capital city of Somaliland this afternoon. Upon his arrival, the President was greeted by several high-profile officials, including the Vice Minister of Somaliland, Abdurrahman Abdullahi Ismail Sayli'i, as well as the people of Hargeisa, who began the welcoming parade with traditional dance and gifts of flowers and fruits at the sides of the roads at the entrance of the capital city. On the other hand, the residents of Sheikh City in the Sahel region awoke early this morning to welcome the President to their hometown. The President, accompanied by a senior delegation of government officials, was welcomed with kind words, a military spectacle and traditional dance. The Mayor of Sheikh Town, Ibrahim Abdullahi Absiya, gave a brief speech at the welcoming. The Mayor began with praises of Allah and praise for the Republic of Somaliland. The Mayor then continued by speaking on behalf of the people of Sheikh and thanked the President for his visit and the excellent work he has done for the Republic of Somaliland, and commended him for the legacy he will leave behind. The President, also speaking at the event, thanked the people of Sheikh for their warm welcome, including the kind words and cultural welcomes. The President explained the personal significance the city of Sheikh holds for him. He explained it is a city that is very close to his heart. It was where he received formal education, and the President also joked it was where he married the First Lady of Somaliland, Amina Sheikh Mohamud Shirde, Amina Wiris. He ended the speech by again giving thanks to the people of Sheikh for their warm welcome and for also understanding the significance of the visit the President undertook to the cities of Somaliland and appreciating its importance. President of Somaliland receives warm welcome in the capital city of Sahel region, Berbera. Upon his arrival, the President visits ministers who were victims of a car accident in the same region. After the first-class welcome the presidential delegation received in the city of Sheikh, came the departing of the city and journey back to Hargeisa, of which they were to pass through additional villages and the capital city of Sahel region, Berbera. Again, the President met with a standing ovation and was welcomed affectionately by the people of Sahel, including students and government workers in the areas leading up to the city. As soon as the President arrived in the city of Berbera, he and his delegation immediately visited the victims of a tragic car accident which occurred close to the city of Hodeisa in the Sahel region. The car accident victims included ministers in the executive cabinet of Somaliland government, such as the Minister of Information, Culture and National Guidance, Abdullahi Dahir Akuse, and the Minister of Health, Mohamed Saleban Haklatosiye, as well as the spokesperson for the presidency, Ahmed Saleban Ruhul, and the previous chairman of the Journalists Association, Soldier, Mustafa Abdi Shina. Most of the injuries sustained by those involved consisted of minor broken bones and fractures when a collision occurred by the two separate vehicles occupied by both the Minister of Health and the Minister of Information, Culture and National Guidance. The President made a public prayer for the victims for a speedy recovery. On the other hand, the President of Somaliland, Ahmed Mohamed Mahmoud Silanyo, sent his condolences to the family of a prominent cultural leader who attended the welcoming of the President of Somaliland and had passed away today in the village of Hodeisa in a car accident. Our prayers are with the family and friends of Chief Aqil Abdi Hududur. Ministry of National Planning and Development, Dr. Saad Ali Shire, holds a workshop in the capital city of Somaliland, Hargeisa, with officials from the World Bank. The Ministry hosted the workshop with the World Bank to discuss the development of Somaliland's privately owned businesses and the ways in which they can be developed. In attendance at the meeting was the Minister of Commerce and International Investment, Mohamed Abdullahi Umar, the Minister of National Planning, Dr. Saad Ali Shireh, and other Director Generals of respective line ministries. The meeting was opened by Dr. Saad Ali Shireh, who described the importance of maintaining and supporting and developing privately owned businesses and the potential for diaspora members of Somali origin. The Minister of Commerce and International Investment, Mohammed Abdullahi Umar, spoke at the event on the importance of supporting privately owned businesses. He said,
This is an occasion where the World Bank will be able to present a number of key findings from research and surveys that they have been conducting over the last couple of months, if not years. As you would know, the government of Somaliland has prioritizing economic development.
Also at the event spoke representatives from the World Bank. Mr. Peter Mosen said,
The World Bank has been involved in Somaliland now for about 6 years. We have a program which is anchored around 3 major activities. One is, which many of you will know about, is the Somaliland Business Fund. In addition, we've been providing support to develop a more systematic approach to starting businesses.
Minister of Agriculture, Farah Ilmi Gedole, laid a foundation stone for a new water project in the Togdel region. The Minister of Agriculture laid the foundation stone on 2 innovative projects, largely benefiting farmers in the region. The Water Retainment Project is funded by the international humanitarian organisation, FAO, working directly with the Ministry of Agriculture for implementation. The Minister has been working tirelessly at ensuring Somaliland reaches its potential. The Minister speaking at the event said, "This is something we can now add to enriching the lives of farmers in the Togdel region and our outputs as a ministry. We have been working diligently for the last 3 years at getting this project approved and underway, and all praise is due to God that this has finally happened. We must support our government and assist them in all that we can. When we are self-sustaining, that's when we are successful." Engineer Saleban, speaking on behalf of the company assisting with implementation, also spoke at the event. He promised the farmers of Togdel region that this project will benefit them in the long run. You're still tuned into SLN TV, the only Somali-speaking channel with an English news programme. And now for our international headlines in detail. In Venezuela, a student is shot dead during opposition protest. A 21-year-old university student has become the latest person to die during violent anti-government protests in Venezuela. He was reportedly killed by a gunshot in the western city of San Cristobal, known as the birthplace of the opposition movement. The mayor accused an armed group loyal to the socialist government for the death. The civic official has now been arrested, accused of civil rebellion. At least 31 people have died since February the 12th, when a rally demanding President Nicolas Maduro resign was the first time a protest turned violent. Rallies both for and against the president have been held almost daily. Maduro's critics want him to quit over his handling of the economy and high levels of violence in the country. His supporters accuse the protesters of wanting to create chaos and a coup. EU meets to discuss energy security against background of Ukraine crisis. European leaders are to seek ways of reducing their dependence on Russian gas at 2 days of talks in Brussels. Moscow's incursion into Ukraine has raised concerns that the supply of energy could be used as a weapon in the East-West crisis. Member states are also expected to pledge to provide Ukraine with gas if needed. Ukraine, which has been cut off once before by Moscow for non-payment of bills, could benefit from a reverse flow pipeline deal to ship gas from Slovakia. The talks are also expected to cover alternatives to imported gas, including a debate on European indigenous supplies, which include renewable energy and shale gas. However, Germany, which has close energy ties with Russia, is likely to stress that Gazprom has been a reliable supplier for decades. Pro-Russian forces storm Ukrainian naval headquarters in Sevastopol. Around a dozen Ukrainian servicemen have walked out of their Ukrainian naval headquarters in Crimea's Sevastopol port after the base was stormed by pro-Russian forces, according to witnesses. The troops raised the Russian flag in the Navy base after the tense but peaceful takeover. A Navy captain appeared ashamed and downcast after his base was stormed. "There is nothing we could do about the crowd," he said. "Everything happened suddenly. There were promises from the Russian side and our side that the base would not be stormed, that any issues would be resolved politically, but as you see now, there was a takeover. Nothing was resolved politically. Ukraine's acting defence minister said that the country's forces would not withdraw from Crimea, even though Russian President Vladimir Putin has signed a treaty to make the region part of Russia. Other military bases around Crimea remain tense but calm, often surrounded by pro-Russian troops outside, while Ukrainian troops refuse to leave their posts inside. That's all the news we have for you today. Thank you for watching, and until next time, goodbye.